everybody. This is David Mazga with David Mazga Racing, Daffodil Racing, and the Budget Pro My channel. Okay, I'm just going to check the end gap. I put a ring in here. I put the ring, it's pretty scraped up. I put it 1 inch down all the way around. I measured all the way around to make sure. And I've been playing with the end gap and see what it's got. And you can see that it looks pretty excessive. The other one was 20, 21. So it's 41 thou. And as you can see, it goes in there quite nicely. And actually, it's probably right there. There you go. It's 41 thou. And on a small block Chev, or I should say not a small block Chev, but anything that's a 4-inch bore, so you go, and this is just a street engine, so you don't need excessive rain gap unless you're running some kind of boost. So rule of thumb on something like this street engine should be 4 thou per inch. So times 4 is 16 thou. This is 40 over, so you give it a little bit more. So at the most you should have is maybe 20 thou. 20 thou, like half of that. And you're wondering why I was pumping oil so bad out this cylinder. So if we have some proper gapped rings, so as long as the cylinder bore is relatively straight and not really tapered much, and it's not pitted up, I'll just end up putting a set of 45 thou over. And I would imagine the reason why this is like this is because they put standard rings. It's got a moly filled ring in there, but it's yeah, it's excessive. So I suspect it's just a 40 thou oversized ring, and maybe somebody's clearance the block a little bit too much. There, let's just pull it out and see if we can see the face of the ring here. All right. It's pretty hard to see because it doesn't want to focus very well. You can see it's pretty scraped up. You see the lines there. I'm just trying to get the light right. You can see all the how galled up it is. Yeah, so these rings are pretty shot. Looks like they're probably a moly top ring. But anyways, yeah, these rings have had their day. All right, I'll continue on. And these are the Pistons. It's got some scuffing there. It's not too bad. I can sand that up. And if it need be, I can coat the skirts. I can put some of that epoxy Teflon coating on the skirt if they're a little bit on the small side, or if that one side is a little bit. I don't feel anything. I think it's more like I can't really catch my fingernail with it. So I think we got it just before it did any serious damage. Here, I'll zoom in a bit more here. There we go. Yeah, so that's the barrel of the as they call it, the barrel face of the piston. There we go. You see, I can't. That'll clean up with some 600 sandpaper, and it's not we just caught it in time. It's a nice forged piston streak. This one here is scratched up quite a bit. I might coat the skirts on these. We'll see. I've got a few tricks up my sleeve yet. That's the top ring. Now the rings move nice. So it's a nice forged piston. You can tell by the forging right there how the metal's been pushed into a, has been pressed into a shape. You can tell by the lines here. It's not cast. So they're a nice piston. There's the bottom side. And it's got that T in there. That's, from my understanding, that's a good forging. So we want to use these pistons again if we can. So I'm just going to mic the skirt. I'll just push that up there a bit. I'm just going to set the phone up and I'm going to mic the skirt. If everything is right on the skirt and it's not wore out too bad, the piston should measure 4.0, about 35 or 36, somewhere around there, with about 4 to 5 thou clearance. So at clearance it should be 40 over from 4 inch. Okay, just hang on. You have a gauge. It's not really a gauge block, but sort of. It's a predetermined 4 inch, a 4 inch piece. And so all you need to do, bring it down just a few thou bigger than 4 inch. And then I just, obviously, I just, you can see how I move my thumb. See how I move my thumb back and forth? Like I'm just rocking it gently and then moving the piece around. That's all you want to do. Now I've already calibrated this. Oops. It's not so easy to do with one hand, obviously. Or on a bench, it'd be a lot easier. In front of the camera. Because it rocks back and forth here. But once you get it in the center there, there you go. Lock it. 0, 4 inch. So now we know this is calibrated. We know that's 4 inch. So we know we're good to go. Hope you can see that. Okay, so I'm measuring at I'll speed through this. But I measure at 90 degrees to the pin center, like that, approximately. Sorry, it's hard to hold this up like this and demonstrate on camera, but you get it to the barrel face of the cam. Now, if you know, pistons are not round; they have a cam grind to them. They're actually like high spot here, right? So they come down in here, and that's for expansion because they'll expand out. So you measure, your high spot will be here, usually center line to the pin. Sometimes it's here, a little higher. Sometimes it's even at the end here, but it's really usually about there. Just move this one out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. .36 and 3/10. This is the measurement that's important. 36. Looks like 36 in the nose. That's it. All right, last one, guys. And this one here is 35, 36, and 7/10. You can see that. So that's the biggest here, and then it just goes through here. So, and that's number 8. It seems the center ones are smaller, and that kind of goes with what's wrong with the block, because all 4 cylinders in the center are have excessive wear. They've actually got water in them. I've had water in it. Yeah, I'll just show you the block, and then we'll shut it down for the night. Alrighty here. So I'll just take you out of the holder here. We're getting kind of long. All right, this is the block here. Take those off. And maybe you can see it from the back side. Maybe I'll grab the light here. You can see it maybe a little bit better. I honed the block already with a ball hone. And let's see here. We can see that cylinder there. It's pretty bad. Water in it. Water must have been sitting in it, I think. But that cylinder there, and then the one adjacent over here. You can see the one cylinder that's really bad. Right there. That's the one right there. Right there. See that? That is with the dial with my dial bore gauge, 65 thou to the lowest part. So it needs a sleeve or some 80 thou pistons. But if I was running 80 thou pistons, it'd be race only. Fill the block. But because of that, and then this here too. As you can see, there's quite a ridge right there. I don't know if you can see that. Back out a bit. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's better. And pitting, rust pits, right? So, and then this edge. When I took the bore gauge in there, it was like 58. So I don't know. And then of course this side, so it's probably closer to 70 really. So it's these two. I need sleeves. And there's one, and this one over here that I was showing you earlier. That one right there, I think. Oh, sorry, this one up here. That one, if you can see that. This one in here. If you can see how galled up it is. Really bad down there. That might do it 60, and then of course down here too. So just these 2 cylinders, these 4 cylinders in the center were a problem. So I guess that's it for that. So we'll find another. I got another block for it. And we'll get Buddy going here. Oh, here's his crank. I like the crank. It's a little on the tight side, but it's pretty rough. There's that spot. I don't like that spot right there. I'm gonna see if I can get another crank, exchange crank. See if I can find myself a nice steel truck crank for this motor. Just a cast crank, so it's round, it's straight, but it's I don't like it. Anyhow, this is Dave Miazga with Dave Miazga Racing, Daffo Racing, and the Budget Pro Mod channel. I'll keep you update on this ongoing project, and we'll get the customer back on the road as soon as we can. All right, cheers. Peace out.